Hello everyone, welcome to back to Planescape Torment. I just walked out of the Fel's tattoo parlor and I was assaulted by thieves. Uh, that's the reason why there's dead bodies everywhere. Mort leveled up with the ensuing fight. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do on this episode. I can't remember. What you first took to be a door in this archway is actually a painting. The artist has made use of the shadows of the overhanging arch. Subtle texturing effects give the door the illusion of substance. Other than the skill of the artist, there's nothing remarkable about the painting. The door has been painted on rough stone wall. Feel the stone and mortar beneath this painted wood texture. Alright. Archway. There or something. A lot of harlots around here. Okay.
Why not then? Just show it to me.
I'll look for I don't know what this is. Quattro's warehouse. Might as well explore this area.
Done.
Moving from box to box, this man seems to be totally immersed in counting boxes. Scribbling resolves down on a piece of parchment. Looks annoyed as you interrupt it. What is it now? Can't you see I'm busy taking inventory? Go bother someone else. Alright. Go here for a point. What else have we got? Bugs.
I'm gone.
Oh, alert. Damn. Why is me not that up? Run, you coward. The enemies that piss me off the most in these games, ones that attack you and then when they start looting, they run away. Okay, I'm back over here again.
Done.
Alright, before I do anything else, I'm gonna rest. Mighty hole over here. As far as I know, that's one of the only places you can rest. This cutscene was cool. 15 hours. I
I'm
don't know if you
gone.
can tell if it's night or day. I don't know if the screen gets a bit darker or what.
I'm gone.
Oh my god. Man looks haunted. His eyes are half lidded as if he had trouble sleeping. Hair is long and unkempt. Beard is flecked with bits of dead skin and old bits of... He doesn't seem to notice you as you approach. Greetings. Man glances up to the sound of your voice, and its slack expression vanishes. It looks like someone has lit two fires in his eyes. What be your business barging into my house? His eyes narrow and his teeth clench. Hit, or I'll send you back to wherever grave you crawled from. Calm yourself. Yeah, well then, okay. Man throws a parting shot at your back. You'd best never come across me door again, you red stinking bastard. Give that another word. I'm gonna talk. The woman looks to be in her middle years and her hair has streaks of grey running through it. Lines of worry crisscross her face as she sees you. She seems torn between asking you to leave, calling for the man at the table. Greetings. You'd best leave, for I call me husband. He won't take kindly to you having barged your way into our home. You're going to call him, you would have done so. Glances toward her husband, worry in her eyes. I have not the time, stranger. Do not be troubling me with such things. Excuse me, are you alright? Me? She seems surprised. Oh, aye. He lowers her voice. You'd best leave. My husband has not been himself of late. You'd best not provoke him with your presence. Been out of sorts of late. Touch of the cough, maybe. She gives an unconvincing half shrug. What's really wrong with him? I think he's done something he regrets. The worried expression melts into despair. I think he signed one of the dead contracts. I cannot imagine what possessed him to do such a foolish thing. Dead contracts. The dead. The dustmen. Contracts that give them the right to somebody's body after they die. Do the dustmen do the body? We know this already. Animate it with their black magics, turn it into one of the Walking Dead, make it a worker till he looks at her husband helplessly, till it rots away. Why did your husband sign such a thing? May have been so eager to bring home some more jink than custom. Prideful, but I think he's hurt himself more by doing so. Contract be undone? He looks at you surprised and sighs, I've tried. I've spoken to the dustman he did the signing with, but he's cold and chill like all the dusties. He even lectured me on me husband as if I had no right to try and help him. Her lips become tight, thin-lined, as if picturing the dustman's face. It was cold, cruel he was. Let me see what I can do. Who is this dustman your husband signed the contract with? Dusty calls himself Gravesend. I know not his first name. He has a table at the dustman bar in the Hive. Gather and Dust, I believe the place is named. You can most like find him there, trying to get more people to sign his contracts.
Updated my journal.
We know where it is, but promise that your husband will not find out. Okay. I can't help this guy even though he...
Done.
Oh.
Looks like the Dusty's lost one of their deaders. Hike off.
Here, striking red-haired girl dressed in leather armor, the right arm covered with a series of interlocking blades that look like they were taken from the skin of some creature. The horn shoulder piece protects her left arm. Oddly enough, she has a tail that is flicking back and forth as you watch. Hike off! Greetings. The girl ignores you. Who are you? The girl sneers and makes an obscene gesture with her tail. Hike off, you little sod. Hey, easy, I just had some question. Aye, and what is it you want? I don't notice that you have a tail. Do I now? The girl looks at her tail. So I do, but here I was thinking that it was a trick of me eye. Why aren't you a sharp cutter? She bares her teeth. Why don't you piss off to whatever hole you crawled out of and leave me be? Me nor me tail is for trade, jing? Alright, I was just curious. Just as well, neither you nor your tail are for sale. You couldn't squeak out a living with them anyway. What are you about, you blinder? Say it again. Didn't say anything. Girl's eyes narrow to slits. Are you daft? Can it be that you're dumber than stone, or mayhap you're the power of ignorant? May the Davis break you over and make you a street. Look, he's a tiefling, chief. They got some demon's blood in them. That makes him paranoid and defensive. Nice tail though. Shame it's plastered on such an ugly potty. Whoa now. Better latch your bone box, you foul-mouthed mimir, or I splits it from your jaw, jig. Why don't you try and split my jaw, chit? All I'm hearing is a lot of chatter from some hive trash. Throw a punch, I dare you, or bite your legs off. Jesus. Enough! Hey, that's right. Leash your Mimir, Tard, or I bury him with his body. Oh, Mimir. Aye, Mimir. Put the gulf between your ears so wide me words echo. Egypt. What is it? Talking encyclopedia. That's me, chief. Got it. Glances at more than you than sneers. I guess I know which one of you has the brains, eh? I had some other question. Can you tell me where I am? You're lost, but you're about to find trouble. Make yourself lost somewhere else, bubba. Someone named Farad. I might say more if you sweeten the question, eh? She clicks her tongue and rubs two together. Jink jink, eh? Jink jink means money. Oh. Aye, she glances at Mort and shrugs. What the skull said, hard coin. Alright, how much? How much is it to know, eh? That is you, then fold your arms. Come on, I haven't got all day, I haven't. About 20. Aye, alright then. She pockets the money, it's gone so quickly you have no idea where it vanished to. Look for him in the alley spireward from the mortuary. That's to the south and west of the mortuary, eh? Oddly enough, south and west of the mortuary is an alley filled with heavily armed thugs. Know anything about that? Oh, aye? Maybe you'd best be asking them where old Starter Crutch is. Stuff your lies.
Looks like the Dusty's lost one of the deaders. Aye, slow sigil day it is.
Post. Filthy looking corpse is in sad shape. The shoulders are slumped and one of its legs is broken, causing it to lean to one side. Stains cover it from head to toe. Judging from the smell and the texture, stains run from rotten fruit to mud and bird droppings. To add to the indignity, graffiti has been carved into its body and several notices have been nailed into its chest, back, and head. But I was in bad shape. Despite the many stitches, the corpse-rotting skin is peeling in several places, revealing long stretches of muscle and bone. Guess that the zombie is frequently used as target practice. The fruit and mud stains aside, some of the tears still have rocks and bits of glass lodged in them. One wicked-looking cobblestone is still embedded in the side of its head. Right out. Grab a hold of the cobblestone and pull it out of the corpse's head. Traces of brain matter and rotting flesh slowly drip from it. It looked like whatever was in it turned to go. Despite the many stitches, the corpse's rotting skin is peeling in several places, revealing long stretches of muscle and bone. Guess that this zombie... I've already read this. Beady. A number of the leaflets have been ruined by rain, but some of them are still legible. One tacked to his back is from something called the Office of Vermin and Control. The one on his forehead looks like a bill of fare from a restaurant. One of his chest looks like an official notice. Another appears like some sort of want ad. Graffiti runs from obscenities about the dustman to slogans glorifying what appear to be local gains. One piece of graffiti catches your eye. Someone has carved the name Farad on the corpse's left arm and slashed an X across it. Dead. Look at those hive citizens wishing gainful employ of the most honourable and generous central government inquire forthwith at Office of Vermin and Disease Control to help stem plague of brain rats. Bounties paid. Copper given for each rat tail brought. Tails which be genuine and from rat only. No cat, dog, or fiend tail accepted. Offers several streets south and west of Mortuary Gate and Lower Hive. Ask for official inspector in charge. The respected Phineas T. Lord. 39? Yeah, 39. Other notice. Bill of fare. Someone has posted a bill of fare for the Gathering Dust bar, but the bill of fare cannot be read as the word Smouldering Corpse Bar scrawled in charcoal over the bill. Official notice. Public notice. By the order of Judiciary Council and according to the citizenry of Sigil, let it be known that those defacing a registered servant of the Dustman, either by graffiti, malicious attack, or by posting notices, constitute felonious assault. The perpetrator will be answerable for the vandalism of said servant by order of the halls. Wanted. Wanted. Able-bodied person willing to investigate a matter of the utmost importance. Dustman cause. Offer suitable compensation upon successful completion of said task. Interested parties inquire with initiate Roch. Where we need to go?
What are we doing in here?
Stranger, speak with me.
Let's say we just give this place the laugh, all right?
This tiny wizened man is dwarfed by his huge dustman robes. They look as if they were chosen to cloak his small stature, although he looks to be in his late 90s. The man's extremely energetic. He fidgets continuously and his eyes dart around the bar like a bird's. Greetings. Man's eyes gleam as he takes your measure and he gives a slight nod in greeting. Hail and well met, traveller. You look like one who's just getting their sigil legs about them. Trails off. Pardon me, have we met before? Your face seems familiar somehow. Possibly. Are you certain it was me? Maybe I was mistaken. Mordai shakes head. Well, no matter. How is it that Mordai Gravesend may help you? Do you seek? Plucks his tongue as he speaks. The contract, perhaps. Mordai Gravesend, are you the dustman who signed the contract with Angyar? Mordai frowns. Looks puzzled. Mayhap, he thinks for a moment. I do not recall the name, however. Do you have the contract with you? Mordai frowns and looks into the folds of his robes. Do not personally keep the documents with you. It may be that Mordai pulls forth a sheaf of papers in his robes and begins to read the document. No, I don't have it on me. Would you like me to fetch it from one of the back rooms? Not exactly. I would like to cancel that contract. Mordai looks wary. I'm afraid that is impossible. The contract is signed, settled, and binding. The contract is tearing the man's life apart. It is causing him distress. It is possible that he may not even be able to approach the true depth of such emotions. Mordai chews over it for a moment. It looks like you've negotiated him into a corner. I cannot. It is a matter of law, my friend. Besides, the burden lies upon the signer to overcome his own feelings in order to reach the true depth. I cannot. So what you're saying is that you'll deny him the true depth for the sake of a piece of parchment. Mordai sighs and holds up his hands as if to placate you. Look, it is not how you're making it out to be. Philosophize this motherfucker. You obviously hold the philosophy of the dustman in contempt to damn a man's soul over a piece of paper. Do other members of your faction know of your conduct in this regard? If not, they soon will. Mordai glares at you for a moment, opens his mouth, closes it, then opens it. By the nine hells. Wait here. He drops his voice to a whisper. Keep your bone box latched. He gives an angry scowl and stomps off. Wait. A few seconds later he returns. He's holding a dusty piece of parchment which he gives to you. Here, he sniffs disdainfully. All for a man's peace of mind. Now be gone and nettle me of your preachings no longer.
I couldn't carry anymore, so I had to drop it.
Oh. A drop. That possibly be a portal zone of some kind. Look at the skeptic. Gosh. As you approach, the elderly woman turns and stares at you. Ah, look who's come a call on Seer today. Death's dearest son. She looks you up and down and shakes her head in disbelief. By every power in its mother, boy, what crypt did you crawl out of? A joke. Well, the cripple's losing its shafts, now looking around for the right place to die. Know of anywhere? He barks a laugh that rattles your ears. Ha! Not here unless you want to die of boredom. What's wrong with here? Shush! Someone pinch your sense and your sight, boy. Waves her hand around the bar. Look around. What do your eyes tell you? Bunch of fun-loving dustmen. You've got a clever tongue there, boy. Mayhap your tongue is cleverer than you are? Seer squints at you then snorts. That explains the scars. But it doesn't explain why a dustman is standing here ridiculing other dustmen. Care to answer that one? Are you a dustman? Dustman, I suppose, Seer sniffs. Shh. I've seen enough sand pass through the hourglass while wearing these robes. This body's almost ready to pay the ferryman. Chuckles, but not much mirth in it. Afraid of dying? Of course I am, boy. Who is it? He frowns and glances around. Well, except dustmen, they're not afraid because they've been swallowing so much of their own bat droppings over the decades they've blinded themselves into thinking that death is some kind of release. Shh. Mark this crisis of faith. Drugs. Life, I suppose. It, frowns. Ha! Never you mind. I won't bore you with the niggling details. I'd like to know. Oh, would you? Looks at you skeptically. How old do you take me for, boy? Old. She snorts. Well, you're wrong. I'm really old. Now, I've spent most of my long years teaching dustmen. I've seen many dustmen whelps grow within our order, taught them the ways of the faction, hit the fame, preached the tenets of the faction, grounds, and so on and so on. No questions, no doubt. This life was merely an antechamber that led to the true death. What happened? Well, half a month back, I went sick with a fever, she sighs. I thought it was the end. It, rattled my cage. Ow. Face becomes a stone. Something about having your faction members circle around your deathbed like a pack of pale-faced wolves, nodding and agreeing that your suffering and dying is all for the best. Oh, Seer is so fortunate. He shall soon be relieved by the burden of life. Burden of life? That's when it struck me. That there's something. Weird expression comes over her features, addled about not appreciating your life. Dustman keeps saying that life is misery and suffering. Is it? That we should be happy to pass on into oblivion. Could we? Shakes her head. Questions. Precious few answers. Doesn't sound like you believe Dustman for. I suppose I've got a swarm of doubts all buzzing in my skull. She rubs her temples. Hard to get them all to be quiet sometimes. They need to be fed some answers, and I haven't got them all worked out yet. What will you do? Be square, boy. I don't know. Dear size. That's the problem with doubt. I can't even trust that what I'm feeling is true, or if I'm scared of death only because of my brush with fever, or even what I should do. Is this a passing thing? I don't know. See, if you had truly believed in the Dustman philosophy, then your brush with that fever would not have left you with such doubts. Dear stares at you, then nods slowly. Maybe, sir. Maybe, sir. He frowns, her face wrinkling up in concentration. After chew over at something. Good, it's no small matter. Ah, now. Enough of me rattling on about my woes. Seer stares at your scars. You look like you shared a few handshakes with death yourself. Doesn't that change your view somewhat? Doesn't it make you appreciate life a bit more? Well, my condition is unique. I woke up in the mortuary. I think they mistook me for a corpse and were prepared to bury me. Strange thing is, I think I actually had died and got better. So, Seer blinks. You're rattling my coffin. It's true. Strange are the ways of the plains, and I've seen too much to throw any tale out with the wash. Studies your face. If it's true, why does it happen? All I know is I woke up in the mortuary with no memory and covered with enough wounds to kill me 3 times over. Now, don't be saying that too loud, she glances around. Most peculiar. Never heard of anything like that. Shame about the memories. Do you have any idea why this happens? Nay, not a one. Never knew anyone who death wouldn't take, until now. Farad. You see a spindle-thin dustman, dirty black robes. His stiff black hair springs forth from his skull like a crown of spikes, and his leopard white skin is sharply across his skull. He's frowning into his drink and mumbling. Greetings. The dustman looks up, blinks once, and looks you up and down, studying you. He studies you. He takes one of his spiked locks and points at himself with it. Oroch, Initiate, Dustman, Guard. Hear about the posting outside. Dustman looks you up and down. Many troubles have I. Help can you. Mausoleum awakes. The dead walk. The dead disturb. Dustman disturbed. Find out what disturbs the undead. Copper coins I will pay. Where is this
Updated
mausoleum?
my journal.
Oroch nods. Mausoleum by Dustman Memorial. Go north and west from the Black Monument. Go to arch and a semicircle over your heart with this make. Wiggles the index finger on his right hand. To the mausoleum. Go you will.
I'm gone.
On. Alright. See a heavy-set man with dark skin and grim features. Dressed in dustman robes and is regarding you with a stony gaze. Greetings. You have the look of one lost. The man's voice is like stone set. Didn't send you? Are you here with purpose? Who are you? I'm Imoric, factotum and initiate of the circle. Is this your bar? Measure ownership in copper. This is not my establishment. Measure ownership in spirit. It is mine. Pauses as if trying to emphasize a point. Dustmen here are my students. They are under my protection. I'll ask you some questions. I would like to... Tell me about the Dustman faction. Dustmen seek the true death. Some call it oblivion, but this is incorrect. To Dustman, the true death is freedom from the false life. False life? This life that many cling to their emotions is a false existence. As long as one clings to it, they'll continually be reborn into it. One must divest themselves of the ocean to escape the cycle. I see. Can you tell me how your faction is organized? Dustmen are organized into 5 circles. This circle is made of the lowest rank of Dustmen, Initiates. The first circle is comprised of the highest ranking Dustmen, the ruling body of our faction. Insert. Farad. I would know why you seek to collect the Farad. Why? Is there something wrong? Collector Farad has brought many corpses to the mortuary. One must ask where these bodies are coming from. Tell me more about the bodies. Some are recent dead. They still have their last moments in their eyes. Many more bodies are centuries dead. Dust of ages lie upon their bones. One must ask where these bodies are from. Perhaps I could find out. How would you do such a thing? I would track down Farad. You spoke with the Collector Farad in return with his answers. Done a great service for the Dustman. Find where the dead he brings to us are from, and you will be rewarded. Very well. Half is our path. Return here when you collect the Farad's answers. Alright. Old Copper Eyes, never mind. Before you was a tall, silent figure. He could easily pass for a statue, although the deep furrows in his face and brow make you wonder if the sculptor was able to even define the face with the chisel. He looks well over 50 years old, but exactly how much over 50 it's hard to tell. He slowly turns to look at you. You catch the dull sheen of copper in his eyes. Greetings. Old Copper Eye stares at you. His eyes are difficult to make out past the black well of his eye sockets. They look to have a coppery sheen about them. I have some questions. Copper Eye says nothing. Before you is a young dustman with stubble on his chin and dark circles beneath his eyes. He's staring at the wall with a somber expression. Greetings. Dustman doesn't look up. He stares straight ahead as if he's seeing something several leagues beyond the walls of the bar. Dustman doesn't respond. He keeps staring into the distance. Alrighty then. What hisses at you? Let's go, Chief. This dusty might as well be fertilized. Fair enough. Let's get out of here. As you turn to leave, the dustman suddenly speaks. His voice barely a murmur. You have to strain to hear the words. I think he said something about wanting to die. What did you say? Boy's expression does not flicker. You want to die? I don't know. Want to die? Yes. Why do you want to die? This existence. Existence is a mockery of life. I do not wish to continue this charade any longer. Face wrinkles in disgust. Why would anyone wish to remain in this foul city, center of a multiverse that feeds on pain and hatred? Death is silent, comforting. That's a bleak outlook. There's a lot more to life than pain and hatred. Why haven't you killed yourself already? Oh, jeez. What? This is living? He bares his teeth and his hands clench. This existence. Existence is a mockery of life. Trust me, not. Boy seems irritated by the comment, and how do you know? I don't know. I've yet to see what lies beyond death and remember it. If I die again, perhaps I could speak of it. Dustman blinks and sneers. You lie. No man can die more than once, not without being resurrected by mighty magics. Resurrected? Resurrected, brought back to life. The magic required is indeed powerful. Would be capable of such power. Powerful sorcerer or priest, or one of the powers, but not anyone I know. Browns, I don't believe you know of anyone of that sort either. You don't believe I can't die? Try and kill me then, see what happens. Looks at you skeptically. Nay, I think not, even if I felt the urge to do so. I shall force you to watch me. Ooh, please, I don't know about them. Let's say, quite a... Alright. What do you mean? He looks like he wants to turn away, but he cannot. You can't seriously. Take your hands, twist your neck. Vision slowly returns. Your Delph felt different this time. See a waiting death standing above you. He looks horrified and fascinated. He has propped you into a chair, looking apprehensively at other bar patrons. They don't appear to have noticed or have mistaken you for a drunk. Vince now? Are you one of the walking dead? I don't know. What are you? I don't know, but I die and I'm reborn. Yet, you still think, you still feel. Yes. To be dead and still think and feel? Will misery never leave a body be? Thought seems to horrifying him. Even death is no release. Indeed, perhaps you should not be so quick to abandon this life before knowing what the next life holds for you. Boy falls silent thinking. Eventually he turns back up to you. Words carry weight, sir. A fresh perspective. I will do as you've said. That's all I ask. Live, grow, old, and learn. Farewell. Myself. Back on. Hour of one. Alright, talk to more. No, you have to talk to me.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Okay, what? Don't mind tagging along with this. Anything else you can do except chitter chatter? Hey, chattering is my best trait. He rattles his teeth for a moment, then grins. Hey? That's good. No, but seriously, Chief, I got a knack for chattering in just the right way. I can really bend an ear if you know what I'm saying. I've got insults, backtalk, stuff that'll curl someone's ears into their skull, you know. How's that useful? One of my many talents, I call it my litany of curses. Sometimes I can really bend someone's ear at just the right comment. Of course, then I usually have to do a lot of running afterward. Get the idea. How does it work?
Updated my journal.
I can spit insults at someone until they get mad enough to chase me around. What is an ability called Litany of Curses? It's not magical term. If the target fails to resist it, they suffer a penalty to their armor class, attacks, and nothing but try to engage Mort in melee combat. Note that the more insults Mort hears, the better his Litany of Curses become. The Litany of Curses is very effective against mages. Okay. Yeah, Mimi is a floating encyclopedia. You put information in to get into... How did you die? No idea, Chief. I kind of forgot when I died. Can't say I blame myself much. At least there was something waiting for me after I died. Even if life has a floating skull. I mean, it could have been worse. What happened to your body? Yeah, I don't know, alright? It's just gone. Walt glares at you. But then don't think I miss it, because I'm happy just the way I am, and I don't need your half-wit judgments or snide remarks, alright? Here's how I see it. Go on. I think you should try and root out this Pharaoh, wherever he's set up kit. Wouldn't have had those directions tattooed on your back if you didn't have some inkling of what was up with you. One of the locals around here has to know where he is. Well, I think this is a good point to end it. Seem to be going at a rate of one building and talking to everyone in the building per episode. Hopefully things pick up a little bit, but I'm having fun playing this game. This game is very interesting. Dialogue is a certain weight to it that makes you think. So, thank you for watching. Join me next time where I'll probably go do that Mausoleum quest thing. Finally, we'll have a bit of action. Cheers. See you later.